Hello, my name is Jack Frazier and I'm the Deputy Procurement Lead for the UK delivery team. And I'm going to present to you some detail on the procurement process we're running for this next round of procurement activity, including our overarching principles, contracting strategy and shortlisting process to enable us to reach a successful conclusion. First of all, I think it's really important to set out the guiding principles that govern our procurement processes and the way in which we interact with the market and the supply chain. They are transparency, openness and fairness, and they require us to run all procurements that enable all available companies who are interested in participating to have an equal chance of being successful. They're aimed at maximising competition to ensure that the end result provides the client with the most economically advantageous offer from the organisation best suited to undertake the works. It's important to note that the most economically advantageous offer is not necessarily the offer with the lowest price. It's a mixture of technical and commercial scoring, as the lowest price does not always provide the client with the best value offer. Only those companies that can best demonstrate both previous experience and the capacity to undertake the work, combined with their commercial submission, will score well in this process. Adhering to these themes should provide you with the confidence that your offers will be treated fairly, and that if you can demonstrate that you are the best suited entity to undertake the works, then you will be scored and marked accordingly. Slide 3, contracting strategy. As you may or may not be aware, we are utilising the NEC form of contract for this package of work. A key aspect of the NEC form of contract is that it offers flexibility of approach and is collaborative in nature. This flexibility and nature of collaboration aligns perfectly with the principles that I set out on the previous slide in terms of transparency, openness, and ability to engage in a collaborative way with our chosen delivery partners. The NEC suite of contracts comes with various options that can be utilised. These range from traditional fixed price arrangement to cost reimbursable style approaches. The NEC option we are going to use for this procurement process is an NEC 3 Engineering and Construction Contract, or ECC, Option F Management Contract with amendments. The Option F contract is essentially a cost reimbursable style contract. Under this option, the contractor is paid a fee plus amounts due to subcontractors for subcontracted works, as well as prices for works that the contractor carries out themselves. A key amendment that will be used on this contract, and has previously been used on other ARCC contracts, will require the contractor to provide a fixed price for certain elements of work, including the design, at time of tender. The contractor will be paid this fixed price upon completion of the associated activities during the execution of the contract. This fixed price, along with the submitted fee percentage, will be evaluated during the tender process. It's important for you to note that following feedback from other procurement processes, we have updated certain contractual requirements. So please ensure you are involved in this process so you can review what changes have been made. Slide 4, packaging. If you have attended other roadshows that we have run, you may be aware that sometimes multiple packages are launched at once and are subsequently split into a number of packages during the ITT stage, in accordance with the procurement processes and the rules, as well as the packaging strategies. For these works, only one single package is being procured, meaning that all scope covered under this procurement will be subject to one MU, one pre-qualification process, one ITT, and ultimately one contract that will be awarded to the successful tenderer. Slide 5, process. The procurement process we intend to run will be undertaken in 3 main stages. They are the mandatory undertaking, or MU, a pre-qualification stage, which includes a pre-qualification questionnaire, or PQQ, and an invitation to tender stage, or ITT. This graphic illustrates how we move along from a long list of interested suppliers to one supplier who has won the competition and has been awarded the contract. So firstly, following this presentation today, in addition to those companies that have already registered with us following previous roadshows, if you wish to be considered for this opportunity, you must first submit your details on the ARCC website. You will also be asked to provide some simple details in order to confirm that your organisation has capacity and ability to undertake the works that you're expressing an interest in. This avoids including any companies in our process that are not suitable to be involved. The number of companies who can register an interest at this stage is unlimited. We also need to ensure that only those companies who receive the PQQ have the necessary turnover requirements and are able to sign the mandatory undertaking declaration, which includes, amongst others, anti-bribery, collusion, conflict of interest, and confidentiality declarations. We will then review the MU submissions to ensure they have been adequately completed and that all requirements have been satisfied. The number of companies eligible to pass through to the PQQ stage remains unlimited. One important consideration, and one we receive a lot of questions on, is the formation of consortiums, and at what stage these have to be notified to us. We do not require you at time of MU submission to set out your proposed consortium. This information is required with your PQQ response, which I will come on to shortly. The only rule we apply here is that only those companies that submitted an MU response will become eligible at PQQ stage to be included in a consortium. So it is vital that all of those companies, whether they intend to participate in a consortium or not, who wish to be included in the PQQ stage, submit an MU response. The pre-qualification questionnaire, or PQQ, will then be released to all of those companies that have passed the MU stage. The intention of the PQQ is to reduce the unlimited long list at time of MU down to a short list of companies who will be invited to tender. Following the submission of your PQQ and our internal evaluation process, you will then be notified whether your submission has gained the necessary score to have made it onto the shortlist. The shortlist is made up of the top scoring number of applicants who submitted a PQQ. So, for example, if we intend to have a shortlist of 7, then the 7 top scoring applicants will be invited to tender. Everyone will receive a notification whether you have made the shortlist or not. The third stage is then the invitation to tender stage, or ITT. Those companies who have made the shortlist will be issued with an invitation to submit a tender, which will consist of the submission of various documents, a technical response, and a commercial response. The tenderer who attains the highest score will be awarded the contract. This process therefore allows us to proceed from an unlimited long list to a short list to one eventual winner. Slide 10, summary programme. So what does all that look like in terms of the procurement programme we're working to? Well, the MU is planned to be launched on Monday next week. You'll have 3 weeks to complete and return your MU documentation. Then following the MU stage, provided you have successfully passed, you'll then have 3 weeks to complete and return your PQQ submission. And then shortlisted tenderers will have 6 weeks to complete and return their ITT submissions. There's a lot more information available to you that sets out the requirements from you at each stage of the process. Furthermore, as I said at the start, we are operating in an open and collaborative process. And once the MUs get issued, we will be holding applicant briefings whereby we will be setting out in detail your MU, PQQ and ITT submission requirements and some key tips for completing your submission. We also intend to hold similar sessions during the PQQ and ITT processes if you progress to that stage. We also have a messaging facility available through our procurement portal called Award, which allows you, subject to being involved at each stage, to raise questions that come directly to us on any aspect of the process we are running, or with respect to the content of any of the written documentation we've issued to you at MU, PQQ or ITT stage. At the ITT stage, we also hold one-to-one confidential interactive sessions with each of the shortlisted tenderers, during which if you are shortlisted for this stage, you'll be able to speak to us on a one-to-one basis again on any aspect of the process that we are running. You'll also be able to raise scope and contractual queries if you have any. And finally, on the schedule, it's important to note that if you are successful in the process, you'll have 2 weeks from the point of being informed that you have been successfully awarded to execute the contract. You'll therefore need to ensure that you will have all paperwork and contract signatories aligned in order to meet this deadline. Slide 11, key principles. So finally, and as I mentioned, if you're interested in this opportunity, please register your interest in the first instance on the ARCC website. You'll then be issued with the MU documentation, at which point you'll be able to raise any questions you may have through the award portal. We will obviously review all questions as they come in and aim to respond to you as quickly as possible. We also want to encourage companies, if you think you do not have sufficient experience on your own, to form consortia with other companies to deliver our projects. Once the MU is launched, we will open a matchmaking portal on the ARCC website with the purpose of encouraging companies to come together where they can complement each other's skill set with a view of joining forces and forming a consortium. These details will be included in the MU documentation. If you have any issues with the award, we will upload a user guide in both Spanish and English, so please read through those in the first instance, and if your problem persists, then either raise a clarification through the award platform, or if you're having trouble logging into award, please contact the details set out on the login page. I hope this has been helpful and will assist you in submitting high quality proposals to us. And thank you very much for your attention, and please remember we're here to help at each stage of the process. Good luck with your submissions, and thank you.